I was, 11, but someone's dog's in trouble. Hey, how's it going, guys? As you can tell, I have a new camera, so hopefully you guys can hear me and see me properly. I really don't want to have to film this again because it's nice to give you guys my first reaction when I'm reading your questions. So, on that note, I'm finally getting a chance to do the first in my question and answer videos that I was supposed to do at 1,000 subscribers, and right now we're pretty much on 2,000 with like 10 people away, so I'm sorry. So this is part one. There's enough questions for 2 parts, I think, and then there's a few I'm going to do separate videos for because I feel like they deserve more time than I can give in just a short amount of time that I'm going to do for each of these questions. So hopefully I'll get to those soon. As you can tell, time management. Alright, here we go. So I got questions from all the social medias that I'm on, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I did ask on Tumblr, but I don't really know how to work Tumblr, so if I got replies, I didn't see them. Sorry. Bear with me, I'm going to be looking at my phone, I've got them written on here. And also, fair warning, I'm dyslexic, so I'm really good at reading things incorrectly. So if I get your name wrong, I am so sorry. I don't mean to offend you. I'm just not good with words. That's why I draw pictures. Okay, so, first question I got was on Instagram, and it was from Fatesto. Sorry. I actually know this guy. We met at Madman Festival, and he is lovely. And so I feel really terrible if I pronounced his username wrong. Fatesto. I'm sorry. He's a lovely artist, so you should check him out if you can. He says, super congrats on 1K subs. Thank you so much. He says, my super important and personal question is, what are you most afraid of? Dun dun dun. And he says, seriously, real question, I'm just asking it with drama. Drama's the best. Anyway, I'll give a couple of answers to this. The thing I'm most scared of is cockroaches. I am terrified, absolutely terrified of cockroaches. Like, you know how people are scared of spiders, like they have arachnophobia? I have that, but with cockroaches. I actually have, like, my housemate, my ex-housemate and my husband both know I have a specific cockroach scream. So if there's one that's like near me, or it's like flown at me, or it's on me for whatever reason, there's like a specific scream that happens, and it usually involves me throwing whatever it is up in the air that I'm holding at the time too. I don't think I have any of the cockroach screams on video, thank God for me, but it would have been funny for you guys. Yeah, something that's less tangible that I guess I'm scared of is being in a situation where I can't do something with my hands. I know that sounds really weird. It's probably an introvert thing. I just need something to do, so I take sketchbooks everywhere. All my friends are used to me turning up at their house or their birthdays and drawing while I'm talking to everybody, interacting. I get stressed at the movies if I don't have food or something to play with. Tuppence is about to walk into the tripod. Don't do it. Don't do it, blind dog. Hang on. Oh no! Oh no! She's got lipstick glitter on her nose! Yeah, at the movies I need like food or popcorn or something, like Maltesers, just to be doing something with my hands while I'm watching, because apparently watching the movie isn't enough for me. I need to be doing something. I find places like there's a hot springs near here, well near, it's like an hour and a half from here. That like everyone loves going to, and you sit there and you relax, and I find that extremely stressful because I can't do anything, like I'm just sitting there, and I find it the opposite of relaxing. But yeah, I'm scared of being in those situations, so I find a lot of apprehension, I guess is the word, when I get asked to go places where I think I might not be allowed to bring a sketchbook or something like that, so I'm weird, I don't know. So the next question is something that's been asked by 2 people. On Facebook, Jacob asked, what got you into art in the first place, or have you just always done it? And on YouTube, Lotus Queen 5 said, were you always artistic? Did you draw a lot when you were little? I feel like I did draw a lot when I was little. There's lots of drawings that my parents have, like boxes and boxes of stuff that I drew when I was a kid. I think that comes from being an only child. You don't have anyone to fight with, so you just learn to amuse yourself, and that's what I did for amusement, I guess. I think the catalyst for wanting to do this for the rest of my life. Guys, there's mosquitoes out here. I'm really allergic to them. I hope you understand the sacrifice I'm making for you. That is something I am terrified of as well, mosquitoes, because I am really, really allergic. I'm going to show you a photo of a single mosquito bite that I got last month, and you will understand. That is how allergic I am. Why am I allergic to everything? Duh! That was a fly. I thought it was a mosquito. Oh, my knee's so itchy now. Okay. I think the catalyst for really, like, what really cemented me doing art for the rest of my life, and I didn't know that this was a job that I could have when I was 11, but my dad moved around a lot for work, so the first time I moved and had to make new friends was at 11. And I guess the best way to put it is I've never been to a school, or a university I guess, but I've never been to a school for more than 3 years, so I was always having to make new friends, and that's hard for an introvert, and I found the best way to do it was recess on the first day. I'd get out a sketchbook, sit down somewhere and start drawing, and then people would just come to me, and it was great. I didn't have to do anything. And you know, like the last time I moved was start of year 11, so you know, I would have been 17 at the time, so that's a thing that's throughout my life. I use that as a way of making friends, and I guess that's how I'm making friends with you guys too, so it works. I guess it was like a coping mechanism in a way as well, because like moving is really hard. Next question is from Facebook, and Joe asks, are there many times that you've had to take on work that you don't like just to get by? I'm really lucky to actually be able to say not really. I've done a few things where there are certain sections that I don't enjoy doing. Like, I don't enjoy doing man-made objects, so like cars. I've had a few things where there's been cars in it. There's one that I remember that I did when I was still in high school. Two, actually. She commissioned me for two that I did when I was still in high school that were, they were like little streetscapes, and they were like flat. And all the buildings meant something to these people, so like, you know, the church they got married, the movies they went to when they, you know, first dated, or, you know, all those sorts of things. And it had all these little details in it, but because it was all like buildings and places and not like people or animals or things with personalities, I found that so tedious. I think I'd be okay with it now, but because it was, I'm sorry, I'm just really scared there are mosquitoes, so I'm just constantly touching, trying to avoid. Actually, I'm gonna go get some bug spray. I will be back. Is anyone else really allergic to mosquitoes, or is it just me? Like, am I just a freak of nature? Well, okay. So, I feel like when I was younger, I had less of a coping mechanism for that. Like, I don't know if coping mechanism is the word. I always managed to find in artworks something to engage with. So, often, like, I should say first off, I'm just really lucky that most of the people that commission me, all the people, seriously, like 99% of people that commission me have awesome ideas, and I guess I get commissioned by people that have seen my work, so they kind of want something similar. So I guess that's sort of, you sneezing. 99% of people that commission me for things that I really enjoy doing, like portraits, animals. You get some really awesome fantasy stuff. But yeah, if it's something, so for example, I had a commission where it was actually someone I went to school with. It was for her partner, I believe, so it was her lying on like a sports car, and I did the car first because I knew that was the bit that I was going to struggle with motivational wise. And then I drew her, so like I was always going to get to the person and the personality that I was going to portray. last, so I had to do the car first. I always manage to find something that I love in the artwork. Can you not dig up the grass, please? Thank you. But yeah, I'm really lucky that everyone that commissions me just does awesome. I already got bitten back here. Frick! Next time I do a video, guys, I'm just going to be like a giant marshmallow of mosquito bites. Stupid outdoors. So I hope that made sense. Basically, no, I'm really lucky. Most of the time, what I'm being commissioned to do is actually awesome, and the few times that I've taken on stuff that I don't enjoy, I usually manage to find something in it that I do enjoy. So next question is from YouTube, and I met this guy at PAX actually, and he told me what his channel name was, and I was like, oh, check it out, and then he repeated it like 4 times to me, and now I'm scared I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. But I remember he said it like 4 times, and I was like, can you write it down? And he wrote it down. I was like, oh, I've already stalked your channel. He does awesome sculpture stuff, so you should check it out if you feel like it. So this is from Notsi. Nosti? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. And he says, congrats for all the new support. Thank you, thank you. And he said, I'd love to be a pop culture painter. Well, sculptor. That would be so cool. Any tips for those trying to get involved in these type of conventions? So PAX is a little bit different to other conventions. Most conventions you can just apply online. They'll have like a exhibitors pack that you can download, or you can email them and ask for it, and then you just send them. Either they'll ask for your folio, or they will just take you straight away. Some of them are a little bit more pedantic about who they have in their convention. And if you send them their folio, either you get accepted or you don't, and if you do, then they'll send you the forms, and you fill out the forms and all the paperwork, and then eventually you're there, yay! But PAX is different. PAX is what they describe as an experience, so it's not an artist alley. Like, you can't apply to be in the artist alley and sell your artwork. And the story behind us becoming the pop culture painters for PAX is, originally I found out about PAX through a friend that I used to play Quidditch with. And I emailed them. I noticed they didn't have on their website like a exhibitors form or anything. So I emailed them. I just said, hi, my name's Kat, and I'm a Melbourne illustrator, and I just wanted to find out if you guys had like an artist alley type thing going at PAX, because I'd love to be involved. And I sent them some of my work, and then I waited a few months and eventually I got a reply, and the reply was something along the lines of, hi Kat, thank you for contacting us. Unfortunately, we don't do artist alleys at PAX because we like PAX to be an experience for our convention goers rather than a shopping trip. However, we do know who you are, and we'd really like you to be involved. If you can come up with something that's an experience for our convention goers to do with you or your art, then we would really like to look into that. So I went away and thought, okay, what's something that we can do that gets people involved in it, but it still involves us doing art, or me doing art at the time? And I thought, what if I got a bunch of my artist friends together and we did live painting so everyone could watch? However, the challenge is we have to do something. We have to start it at the start of the day, and we have to finish it by the end of the day. There's 3 days of PAX, so that would be 3 paintings, so people wouldn't get bored. So then I got 5 of my artist friends together. If you check out my PAX blog, you'll get to meet them in person, kind of, face to face. Yeah, so we all got together for coffee one day. We had all the paper out. We were all scribbling on it, trying to come up with ideas and like how we can make this work even better. And eventually, I think it was, oh my God, can you guys see this? I haven't even touched that yet. And there's one there, and there, and I feel like there's one back here. Oh my God, there is. I'm so allergic. This stuff does nothing. You lie. Sorry, getting really, this is a blog about me dying from mosquito bites. Oh my God, is that one too? Okay, to finish this really, really quickly, all right? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, we got to get off me! Okay, I'm sorry. This is like all going back to that first question about what I'm scared of. You're gonna watch me the whole video freaking out. Yeah, so we got together and we came up with the idea that maybe an extra thing that people could feel like they're involved in it is to vote on what we paint each day. So we would come up with a list of games that had something to do with that year, like they came out, they were very popular that year, all that sort of stuff. And people would vote the night before or the day before on what we would paint the next day, and we'd find out in the morning and start at 9 a.m. and finish by 6. And we sort of wrote all that down, and we were like, yep, this is what we can do. We can do this. We can totally do this. And so I sent an email back to PAX and pitched the whole thing to them, and sent them links to all of the other artists and explained that we all had different styles, so everything would be different and there'd be all this cool stuff for people to look at over the weekend. And they digged it, and they took us on. Now, one thing I want to say about that is we do still pay for the space. So it's not like a free gig. Never expect anything to be a free gig. But it's probably my favorite experience each year. There's just something about the people that are at PAX that's just like, they come up to us and they're like, thank you so much for painting. And we're all like, what? Thank you for watching? Like, why are you thanking us? The way to get involved in that sort of stuff is just ask questions, ask people, say, hi, I exist and I can do this for you. Never be afraid to just throw your stuff out there. You're going to get heaps of rejections, but then sometimes you get something like pop culture painters and PAX. Next question is from YouTube, and it's from Sasha Fitzgerald, and she says, congrats. So, questions. When did you decide to dye your hair such vibrant colors? What kinds of things do you illustrate for work? Have you traveled anywhere cool? Do you have any convention tips for noobs? And what inspires your art? Now, I'll answer those separately. So first off is, when did you decide to dye your hair such vibrant colors? Would have been about 12 years ago. I've been dyeing it since then. We had Shave for a Cure at school, which is a charity thing, I guess, to raise money for brain cancer. And what it is people donate money for you to shave your head, essentially. And I still had, hair down to here somewhere at that point, and I was totally going to shave my head. I was like, I'm going to raise so much money because people want to see me bald. And I was totally going to do it, and the school wouldn't let me. And they had rules about excessive hair, or is it excessive? Out there hair, I guess you would call it, and having shaved head as a girl it's apparently too excessive for the school, so I wasn't allowed to do it. And the other thing you could do if you didn't want to shave your head was spray paint it colors. And it just kind of clicked once I was like, well, I'll just have to spray it. I was like, why can't I just dye it those colors? Like, why the hell can't I have blue hair? That would be like the most awesome thing ever. And it wasn't a thing yet, like it wasn't popular to do. And I had to do a whole lot of research to find out what I could use to dye my hair those colors, and I did. And so it was okay for the first week when we were all supposed to be doing that sort of stuff. But then the next week, when it was still blue, I got in trouble. And I lied about it, and I said, oh, I colored it in with highlighter, because I was blonde at the time. I'm blonde under here somewhere. I was like, yeah, I colored it in with highlighter, and I thought it would come out, but it hasn't. Like, I've washed it like 4 times, and it just hasn't come out. And they were like, okay, don't do it again. And so once it hadn't come out for a couple of months, they were like, so it wasn't highlighter, was it? And I was like, oh, I did it. I colored it in again with highlighter. I got so much trouble. But at that point, I think they just knew I was a problem child. Like, I've got issues with authority and rules and stuff. So, like, I had all these piercings and I had tattoos, and, well, I was still in school. Yeah. Yeah, so that's actually where I started. And it's just really, I got addicted to it. And first I was doing a few streaks, and then I added some more streaks, and then I got really bold, and I bleached my hair and put in some bright colors, and it's, yeah, I think I've been pretty much every single color under the sun except for brown and black. Okay, her next question was, what kinds of things do you illustrate for work? All sorts of things. I do a lot of portraiture. I've done a lot of wedding portraits this year, actually, which is kind of ironic, seeing as I got married this year too. I do pet portraits, family portraits. I did a baby portrait for Christmas for somebody. I do book covers, novel covers. I did a kids book. It took me 2 years to do in my spare time, but that should be arriving really soon, advanced copy. I know that there's a bunch of them on a boat on their way here, but it's going to be here probably next year. But yeah, my advanced copy should be here soon. I'm really excited about that. What else do I do? I'm doing murals at the moment for a game store. I'm doing 5 of them. I'm videoing all of them, but it's up to them what they want to do with it. If I'm allowed to pop it up here, you guys will see it, or they might put it up on their own channel or website, and you guys can go there and watch it. What else? I've done tattoo designs for people, logos, I do a lot of logos, but mostly I really enjoy doing novel covers and kids books, and that's what I'd really like to do more of. Fortunately with both of them you kind of have to have done a bunch to do a bunch, so hopefully once this kids book arrives I can send that off to some publishers and be like, hey, hello, hire me. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff I do. It's pretty much a little bit of everything. I'm up for anything that I think I can plausibly do. And her next question was, have you travelled anywhere cool? Well, I just came back from Japan on my honeymoon this year, and that's the second time I've been there, and I think it's still my favourite place outside of Australia. Been to New Zealand about 6 times, and only one of those times was after Lord of the Rings was made, so it had a whole new glow to it. I was like, let's go here, they filmed this here, and let's go here, they filmed that there. Whereas before that, when I was younger, I read a comic book called Foot Rot Flats, which is a New Zealand comic book, so I'm assuming a lot of you won't know what it is, but it's actually something that inspired me to draw as a child. And I dragged my parents to the guy's farm. I found out where he lived. Hey! None of that! See, I found out where this guy lived, and I dragged my parents to his farm, and I stole some rocks from his driveway. Yeah, those are actually still in my studio too, so if you ever spot just some random rocks sitting on something, I think there's 3 or 4 of them, that's those. Where else have I been? So I think the coolest thing that I've done is when I was in year 12, I did a drama tour. So I was one of those drama students, and I spent most of my time either in the drama studio or the art studio. And you barely saw me in any of the academic rooms. And for drama, there were 20 of us, and pretty much I was friends with all these people. My husband was on that. 2 of the people who were in our bridal party were a part of it. It's just, yeah, lifelong friends on that trip. We spent 2 years rehearsing, and we took, I think it was 3 shows around the world. So we went from here in Melbourne to Bangkok, then we went to Paris, Toulouse, and then over to London, and then we went down to Germany. Where was it in Germany? Started with M. It's the place where the Brothers Grimm were. Marburg. We went to Marburg, and then we all got sick there, and then we flew to San Francisco. No, we flew to New York, where it was snowing at the time, so we all got even sicker. And then I had my birthday, my 19th birthday, and then we went to San Francisco, which was kind of like Australia. It had gum trees and stuff, so after being away for a month, we were all like, oh! And then New Zealand, and then home. And it was probably one of my favorite experiences. There was a lot of actual drama happening amongst the kids. It was fun, and we got to see a lot of the world that I'd seen a bit of. I'd been to France and I'd been to London with my parents before, but and apparently I lived in Germany when I was 2, but I don't remember that. So I felt like it was my first time in Germany. It was my first time in New York and San Francisco, but I had been to America before. I'd been to Florida. But yeah, that's probably the craziest thing, coolest travel thing I've done. Hi, future editing Kat here. I can't believe I forgot to tell you one of the craziest things I've done overseas, or trips I've taken overseas, which was when I was part of the National Australian Quidditch team, and we went to play against France, England, America and Canada in Oxford during the Olympics, and it was freaking awesome. It's one of the best trips I've ever had. It was so much fun. Also, I should mention we got a bronze medal, and I also managed to be a nerd on that trip, and I went to Tolkien's grave and I left some artwork because he's probably my biggest inspiration, and I found the place that he used to go, his pub. I found his old house. I dragged all of my Quidditch friends with me and it was really, really fun. And just a side note, those rocks you can see behind me, they're the ones that I stole from the farm. Yep, okay, thanks, bye! So next question was, do you have any convention tips for noobs? That's actually something I'm going to make a whole video on. I mentioned this before. I recorded a video sort of behind the scenes at Madman Festival, which I still haven't gotten around to fixing up and editing because I've got to do a voiceover. But that'll happen soon, so there'll be all sorts of tips and stuff in that. And then her last question was something that someone else also asked. So on Facebook, Leon also asked, where do you get your inspiration from when you're coming up with your original ideas? And Sasha had asked, what inspires your art? So heaps of things. literally the things around me. I collect, like, I've got a branch in my studio at the moment from an oak tree that kind of looks like an antler, but it's got like all these old leaves attached to it. Just things, just the way, like, I watch how my dogs move, I watch how their fur works, I watch how, like, the light in their eyes works. A lot of people, I like cheekbones and like interesting noses and eyes, interesting hair, interesting facial structure in general. And I find that really inspiring. I want to be able to draw that. What else? Movies, books, music. Sometimes I'll just be, actually most of the time, I have a sketchbook next to my bed. A lot of the time when I'm trying to get to sleep and my brain is wide awake is when I come up with the weirdest things that actually work really well. And also just little things like colors in flowers, clothing patterns, all sorts of things, paper, other artists, yeah, all sorts of stuff, and things just come to me. Like, I have a list of stuff that I write down. Will say things like upside down moon or raccoons, or I'm trying to think of what else is in there. Maybe I'll take a scan or a photo of it and I'll post it here. Yeah, the world around me, I think, and a lot of other artists would say the same thing. I think it's just a way of looking at the world that maybe some other people don't necessarily see, and you find inspiration in everything. That's it for today. That's all the questions. Thank you guys so much for being so receptive to this. I honestly thought I was going to get maybe 1 or 2 questions tops, and as I said before, I got enough for 2 videos plus some separate videos on specific questions. So I can't thank you guys enough for being so supportive. The fact that we're almost at 2,000 followers is insane. And I don't even know how to thank you guys for that. All I can do is try and make this channel better for you guys, more interesting, do all the things. I also just wanted to mention that I will probably I think I will be doing a birthday live stream. So I am a January baby, January 23rd, so I will try and do a live stream for that. It'll probably be a game rather than a drawing, but we shall see. Last year I did both. We'll see what shenanigans my husband and friends have planned for me. But my plans are to do a couple of live streams for you guys. Normally I would do that on Twitch, but I'll see if I can work out how to live stream on YouTube before I drag you all over there. But yeah, just wanted to say hello, welcome to the new people. Thank you so much for just being here with me and seeing what I get up to and being interested in my work and what I have to say, and hopefully some of the things that I've said are useful art-wise. There are more art questions in the next one, which I will hopefully get around to filming very soon. If you want to see more of my work, there's links down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up so more people find it. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to see more of my shenanigans and artwork, please click the subscribe button, and I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great New Year's. Be safe, guys, and I will see you in 2017. Bye! Here's a final count of my war wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't even scratched any of these yet, guys. 7, I've got one on my knee. 8, I've got one on my other knee. 8 mosquito bites for you, all for you guys.